What's going on, YouTube? It's Donnie B All Day. I'm sitting here in my car, and there's a reason for it. Somebody asked me, they said, Donnie B All Day, hello. They said, what do you carry in your car? Not just on your person, but in your car, wherever you go, what do you always have with you? And I said, well, that's a good question, and I'm going to answer it. First, I'm going to show you, well, besides my little voodoo Frankenstein, always stays with me. I'll show you the gloves I keep with me. And these are just plain old LL Bean, little semi-winter like driving gloves. But these things provide excellent, you know, hand coverage or whatever, shock absorption because of these little pads. So if I need to chop at something, or it's getting chilly and I need to hold a knife, and I'm in the dead of winter and I really need something and I got to go outside with a knife that I know I'm about to use and I have time to throw these on, those are what I throw on, my LL Beans. I also keep in my car some Peppers sunglasses. These things are fantastic. Again, I get into anything where I need to be able to see, to fight my way out of any situation or any kind of survival situation where I have to worry about glare and blinding myself and hurting my eyes. I always keep my Peppers in the car. I do keep things like tools, small tools around the car, but that's not what people are really concerned about. They're saying, what do you keep for self-defense? I'll show you my cheap one first. In the side of my door, I keep this. And now I'll do a review on this one day because I have to, because it's so freaking cheap. But I was at my Asian import store, the local one in the mall, and I buy all my staffs there that I use for my staffs that I use for like my survival knives that I make spears out of, and I use them as walking sticks, things like that, or just my fighting joes. And I bought a bunch one day, and the guy loved me. I was always buying stuff, and I would sell knives while I was there. People would come and ask questions, and I knew more about knives and swords than he did, so he would let me have fun. So one day he gave me this. This is like $20 in his store. It's probably a $5 knife. I have no idea. I don't even know what it is. Oh, it's the King Cobra by Fantasy Master. I'm pretty sure you've all heard of that. It's a straight up knuckle knife, right? And I'm assuming that this right here is to throw a finger in, but my hands do not agree with that. They're just too big. However, this thing right here, if I need a quick slasher that I can throw away if I need to, this one right here gets the job done. There's no scales. It's just a cord wrap. Very, very cheap blade, but it's sharp as hell. And if something goes wrong with it, I don't care because it is what it is. So that's like a defensive traffic blade, right? That's not a blade that I would pull out to use. In my car right here in this little hole, I have the case caliber. And as you can see by the wear, not even the wear on the blade, there is no wear on the blade, but the dirt on the blade, I use this all the time. Whenever I need to cut something open, if I'm going to the mailbox, I drive up and down or whatever, I'll have this. I'll open up my packages, generally knife packages, and that's what I use. I have this in there all the time. This doesn't leave my car. The case caliber is a perfect, and I mean perfect, carry along for the car. So that stays there. Next, I have this. It's a metal pull pop, but it's also, and this is going to take a little while, it's also some chucks. And I dabble, and I love to use my chucks. And so I carry a pair of chucks in my car that I tuck in between the seat and the armrest, and it hides right there, and it's perfect. And that's not it, because I'm a mental case. I also keep, and this is what sits on my floor, is my Kanji T-Hawk. This thing is a don't leave home without it fighting axe. If it came down to fight for survival and need to win, this is what I'm using. This, the RMJ design, Kanji T-Hawk, This thing is awesome. And I keep this on the floor. And so there's the rug in the car. This part right here and the end of the scabbard here sits kind of under the rug. So it holds it in there. But this part's out. So when I grab it, I'm grabbing it right here. And true story, somebody got locked out of their car in a parking lot. They had their car running and they locked the keys in it. And there was a cop, it was in Connecticut, trying to help them out. And he was trying to pull the door open and this and that. And I said, hey, I've got a tomahawk in my car that we can use as a pry bar, boop, boop, to help get that lock open. And he was like, hell yeah. It didn't register me there that I was telling a cop, hey, guess what I have in my car that I carry with me all the time. But we use it as a pry bar. It worked. We got their car open, and that was fantastic. So, what do I keep in my car? Well, that's what I keep in my car. There is one more thing, but I'm going to have to show you. So, hold on. Stick with me now. Hold on a second. And that's it. This little guy goes with me everywhere. I was at Comic-Con, and this guy who was 3D printing things, and I asked him for this, and it's a Buddha, and you rub the belly for good luck. It's an absolute Buddha from, you know, there down. It's the Buddha statue exact, but it's got a stormtrooper head, and my car is black and white, and it's my little stormtrooper car. So I thought that right there had to be in my car. So that's my little good luck co-pilot, along with my other good luck co-pilot, my little voodoo Frankenstein. So that's it. That's what I carry in my car. That's what travels with me. I'm Donnie B all day. And until next knife.